Hi everybody. Mature simmer. I'm just kind of running around, taking a look here. So welcome back to the Hills of Tuscany. So greenhouses are running. Picking up where I left off, which was getting the olives over and getting olive oil going. I'm still not feeling quite well, but I'm doing everything I can to get this next episode together and out in time. We'll see if I'm going to be successful or not, or if my health is going to get the best of me. So we've got what? I think there's 15 of those, so I think that means we have 8,000 liters of lettuce sitting there, plus everything we've piled up over there. So again, just so challenging to try to get what we need, and we're barely starting to get any tomatoes. So as I said, we're going to be waiting for several things for quite a while. So my guess is we're going to be forwarding to harvest here pretty quickly because of the things we need. So I suppose let me digress here a little bit, or redirect. If you're new to the series somehow and you're joining midstream, first off, welcome. Always happy to have new people along. No reason to start at the beginning if you don't have time to do it. We're happy to have you come along, but we don't want you lost. So the VIP Order Manager is the mod that kind of drives everything I do here in this series, and the white lines are the ones that still need to be fulfilled. So the second row is what we've done. The first is what the order is for. So I need 23,000 liters of fried potatoes, haven't delivered any of those, and canola, haven't delivered any, but we've done, a little over, or we have a little under, I don't know, math isn't working right now because I'm still ill and my head's not totally clear, but about 50,000 liters of tomatoes left. So clearly, at 500 per pallet, that's not 50,000. We would need 100 pallets, and that's not that many. I'm coherent enough to tell you that. What that means is we just, at this point, kind of need to move ahead, because the other thing I try to do is, if I can't do anything specifically for the current level of orders, any of the future orders I can see I work on, but for the most part I've done everything I can. Close is ready. Close is ready? Good grammar today. Clothes are ready. Olive oil we just talked about. I think I've got enough over there now that hopefully I'll be close, and if not, I've harvested every olive that is available to me, other than on those fields that are really difficult to work with. So given that I've got all kinds of time, I'm not going to go ahead and worry about that. If I need to do some more olive harvesting, I'll be happy to do it off the 2 fields I worked, and then everything else is crops that I need to grow. So I've started the triticale, and I'll be able to store that up and just keep things growing. But as long as we get enough canola off the couple fields I planted, that will at least allow us then to focus on other things. And then once I see what I get off the triticale, it'll give me a better idea of what I need to plant and so forth to complete those orders. We're kind of at that point where the series sometimes gets to where I just rest, which is good. It's winter. Christmas is coming. The goose is getting fat. I don't know if that happens. I'm sure geese get fat in Italy, but you know what I mean. Never mind. That mountain looks weird. Anyway. Maybe it always does that, but I've just never noticed it. I think it's just totally where the sun happens to be at. It's almost like the sun is blazing out of the mountain and is melting it. But in any event, we're just here in the morning. So what I don't want to do is have the greenhouses stop. So I do want to check periodically. But, as far as growth still, everything is growing and it's still kind of early. So I can go 2 or 3 months pretty quickly, but usually the greenhouses will get me. So I don't want to run into that problem. But I'm going to run over here to the olive mill, and we've definitely got a lot more oil. So we've got at least 4,000 more liters that have come out. So you can see we've got 4,000 liters of olives, still left to process. And again, I need, so how many are in here? 1,000. So I need 17,000. So we have 8 here, another 4, so we have 12. It's going to be really close. Because again, these partials, I'm not quite sure what I've got. You know, I got 333 there. Looks like maybe they're all 333. So maybe I have about another 1,000 on those pallets. Oh, that one on the bottom is a full one too. So we actually have 13,000 out here, probably 14,000 out here, and I just need 3,000 more? Now I'm confused. Yeah, 17,000. I was thinking maybe I need 19,000. Alright, and then our perpetual check. Probably already run low. Now they're still running, but you know, I'm just getting there in time, so I'll get these filled up. I'll keep them moving, because the last thing we want, because as you can see from when we were here yesterday afternoon at 1,300 hours, I think we had that already there. It's made a whole 1,000 liters of lettuce since then. So this is why this takes forever. Even with the large greenhouses like this, you know, and the tomatoes are filling out a little bit, but anyway, I'm going to get that going. Alright, so finally made it. Problem is, many fields are now ready. It's just 1, 11, and 8 that are going to be ready tomorrow. So I have got a busy, busy day of harvest ahead of me here. Alright, and you can see here, it's May. One thing I did mess up is I forgot to keep the potatoes going through all these months, so I lost whatever the heck it was, 6 months of potato production, some fraction of it. But I think we're still going to be waiting on the tomatoes. Because at this point, like, I've gone ahead, I've moved the row to clear it out. We had this, and then, you know, so we're basically putting out 2,500 liters a month of tomatoes. All the lettuce has gotten, you know, moved. Basically, my thought is, when I finally pull the truck in, you know, I can just go grab the tomatoes, and then, you know, I could have another row, because I think I almost need, I don't need all of this, but I need most of this filled in. And then we'll have enough tomatoes. And so that's going to take a bit of time. It's possible we'll be waiting on the potatoes now, because what I don't know is, do I really have enough? But if I did my math right, since I've got 700 liters of vegetable fat on a pallet, I've still got 2 left, but basically 1 pallet of vegetable fat will process and create 3,500 liters of fried potatoes. So between what I just put in there and the other 2 that I have left, we basically have 11,500 liters of potatoes that should be able to be processed through. I just don't know that I have enough of either. And that would be very disappointing if I suddenly didn't have enough potatoes, because it's challenging to plant them. But let's hope we have enough, because I think I just had 11,000. But I don't know. We'll see what happens. That's all we can do, right? All right. Well, it's been a while. Not long. But I have been playing for 2 hours, thinking, yeah, I've been recording here and there as I go along, and I take a peek, and no. So, there's been some things that have happened. It's been so long. Sometimes in the past I've gone back and been like, oh no, I need to show it. I need to do it again. I just don't have the heart. Level 6 is taking so long as it is. So I'm just going to get you up to speed when we get to the field. We've gotten ahead here. Obviously we finished at the end of the olives. We went back, we looked. I'm really close on the olives. I think I have enough, but I don't know. But I don't need those until level 7. I'm harvesting here on field 77 on the canola. So I basically have gone through, moved along, gotten myself to the point that I need to be able to harvest. So everything except 3 fields are ready to go, because if you remember, I couldn't get everything planted in one day. was too many fields. I've got 2 fields of canola, so we'll start with that, getting you up to speed. So I kind of dumped my second load, so I need about 38,000 more of the 75,000 liters of canola. This is going to give me about 10,000. It'll probably be a little bit short. So that means I'm going to have 10,000 of my 38,000. But then I only have the one other field of canola, and clearly I'm going to get, you know, maybe 1,000 more liters of canola off this field. So I need 2 and then a little bit of a third trailer load to finish my canola. If it doesn't work, it's not going to be the end of the world, because frankly, I've got a long way to go on the other pieces. So in the meantime, unfortunately, I'm only going to be able to fill you in on what I've done, as opposed to show you what I've done. So I do apologize. It's really just been running a truck around, so visually it's not been that incredibly exciting. But let's pop over. So we're over here. The truck's sitting here because we delivered the fried potatoes. Fried potatoes literally had to go next door. But the thing I discovered is, yes, this is an auto-load pallet trailer with the Platinum expansion added into it, which is helpful. So we were able to deliver like the floor tiles and whatever. But it does not pick up things from here, because this mod is the potato processing mod. It is a different mod. So I had to load this trailer by hand, get it over here, but we had a little over 12,000 liters of the 23,000 we need of the potatoes. And we can see we're moving along, still have 605 liters of vegetable fat. Really not sure if I'm going to have enough or if I'm just going to come up short, because I obviously didn't know that it was putting out potatoes at the pace that it is. So let me just head back over here, because then we need to move this over to the next field, because I want to keep making progress if I can. So, but if we look at the orders, and again, for those who may be new to the series, this is what's driving the series, why it's called the VIP series. It's the VIP order manager. White lines are what we have left, so this is what the VIPs want. This is what we've given them. The green ones we fully filled. But we still have 3 of our 6 VIP orders here at level 6 to complete. So I was able to move tomatoes over. It was about another 18,000 liters of tomatoes. So again, we've got a long, long way to go here. We're still looking at a little over 30,000 liters if I'm doing my math right. And again, I'm still recovering from being a little bit ill here. So let me drop this down. What is happening? Why is it not? Oh, I see, because he was still on course play, waiting to unload, but I don't need to do that. I'm going to go ahead and get hooked up and get myself moved over so that I can keep talking, at least give you something to view, rather than me just talking away. But I am still recovering from being ill, and that is making things a little difficult, but that's why I'm like, I need to jump in and see if I can get things done to try to keep on the schedule that I've normally done for this series, which is, you know, having something on the weekend days, the Friday or the Saturday, depending on what the given week is, that it should be to try to do that. And part of the reality is, and that's what I was actually getting ready to come in and share in the video, is it is not uncommon at this point for me to have to do 7 to 8 hours of work in-game to get an episode out right now in this series. Which is why when I look at, oh my goodness, I just did 2 hours of work here, and I wasn't recording because I thought I had started it, and I didn't. Because part of it is I try to not start early, but it's a little bit foolish because it's not like the video, you know, adding 5 minutes to the video because I started early. When I have 3 hours of video that I'm editing through, and pulling pieces out of like it really matters. So I probably just need to get out of that mindset. Because I'm like, well, I don't want to record more than I need, but I'm recording way more than I need anyway. I'm not stopping in between. So, anyway, that's kind of behind the curtain discussion of how the production process of these things goes. But yeah, I was getting ready to explain, like, you're probably going to see 10 minutes of material, and it's taken me 3 hours to get here. And, you know, we'll see how much longer we make the episode, or if it's just going to be a 15-minute episode. Now, it may just be a 15-minute episode because there won't be much to show, because I certainly had trucks moving around a little bit, trucks unloading, so you could see things happening. Now, the good news is no order completed, but what ended up happening also that I do want to share is I think I was down to 840,000 pounds in the bank account, just because I still have to keep feeding those greenhouses, but I'm not really making a ton off of them. I mean, it's almost like I might just be breaking even, which is a bit scary when you think about it. I've sold all the tomatoes, and obviously I'm putting in seeds and whatever, but if I'm making a little, it's not a whole lot. I'll tell you that. No, this is great. Let's get stuck on the fence. Probably get stuck on the tree. You know how that'll work. But I want to at least get this going. But at this point, there's a real danger that I won't have enough potatoes. And I may take some creative license if that happens, because I don't know that if I'm short a few hundred liters, because basically what I was starting to chat about was, oh, you know what, this is the triticale field. So I need to actually go to the next field to get the canola, because that's what I want right now. So I want this field, and this field needs to give me 25,000-ish. I hope I can do it. So we're up to 500 liters already. This is moving along. Hop back over here, and I'm probably going to go ahead and deliver this to the 0 kilometer shop, which is over in town, because I'm kind of nearly getting over there anyway. And at this point, I need 3 trips no matter what. So if I go take one of these trips now, it just will probably mean I need like 10,000-ish, 5 to 10,000 in the third load, where otherwise I probably needed like 2,000. But it ultimately doesn't matter what I have in that last load. So I had a bit of fun climbing one of the hills that you didn't get to see, because this isn't my biggest tractor. And the frustrating thing is, like, I was talking fine, and now my cough and whatever is coming back because of all the talking I was doing before. And so I've, like, wasted all that and not been able to get you footage. In any event, what I was starting to talk about with the fried potatoes is I didn't know that they output in 700, where most of the, all the other things have been 1,000. So, and when I say 1,000 liters per pallet. So what that means is basically for 21,000 liters, that's going to be 30 pallets that I'm going to have of the potatoes. And then I'm going to have 2,000 left, but it's 700. That means I need 3 pallets, which will get me to 2,100. And I might not have enough for that last 100 liters. So that last pallet might not come out. You can see we got 27,000 liters of canola left here. But now we just need to go this way to get to the fields up there, instead of heading back southwest to go back over across to the center of the map. So there we can see the truck, just so you can have your bearings a little bit. So that's the Mercado Centrale, which is where we went to deliver that VIP order of fried potatoes, which is right next to the potato processing plant, which is great. We might be at the point where we have a pallet. No, we don't, because I think we were at like 600 or something liters of potatoes, so another pallet should be springing out at some point. It should happen today for sure, this month. But yeah, I need 27,000 liters off of this field, which seems like way more than I can possibly get. You know, and in addition, I've moved more of this lettuce over. You can see we got one more thing of tomatoes coming out here. So we're moving along, but it's just taking a really long time. And I also thought like one full row, because I had all the tomatoes full. I had pulled them out, but same thing, like the lettuce was nearly full. So we've probably got, you know, 30-ish thousand liters of lettuce here, maybe. That might be a lot. I don't know. But I'm going to keep moving along. But the issue we've got, as you can see now, is, you know, I'm starting to run out of supplies for the tomatoes again. So I've got to, like, top that off, get that going. That's more money that's going to keep leaving. So we're at 913,000 pounds now. I'm going to have thousands less as I continue to grow these tomatoes. Alright, so he's full. The good news is he didn't even make it all the way around, and that means he's got 10,000-ish liters. It's going to be like 9,900 something, because he stops at like 95% full. I don't know, 27,000. I could see myself being a few hundred liters short, which would be really sad. But yeah, so I thought I was closer on the tomatoes. I knew the potatoes were taking a long, long time. And that's, you know, why I started those as early as I did. But it's still, that may be what we end up waiting for the finish on. I don't know. So, 10,107 actually. So, got 100, 200 liters more than I was expecting right there. So, not a bad deal. But I am going to continue working on this, because initially I was going to come back at the end of that first field and show where I was at, you know, which we covered here, but that was like with 10-15 minutes of footage at least, if not more. But the other piece I had covered, you know, while I'm doing things like I am, where I have some slow orders that are just hard to work, I work on the next level. And yes, we still need to get the spelt and the triticale, although many of our fields of triticale are already planted. I can't deliver these orders yet because these VIPs aren't going to count them. I would just be selling triticale, and then I'd still have to deliver this order. I have to finish this level before I'm able to work on the next one. So all I can do is put this in my silos, which is why I was like, well, let me focus on the canola and get that going. But, you know, the lettuce is starting to look like it may be really close to being done, which would be great. I think I'm good on the olives. If I'm not, I'm going to be slightly short. So as soon as I can deliver, that'll be one of the... I mean, I may do the cloves first, but the olive oil is going to be a close second, if not the first thing I do. Because if I'm short, I need to know that I need to go grab some more olives and throw them in the olive processing center and get a little bit more out. So I'm not really worried about that, but for all intents and purposes, we have lettuce and olives done, and we have all the cloves done. So other than growing the spelt and the triticale, which yes, it's still going to take 7-8 months, but I may be waiting 3 or 4 more years before I'm done with the tomatoes and the fried potatoes. So this has definitely made things a lot more challenging than I really felt it would. I knew it would be challenging. That's part of why I wanted to do it, was just to go ahead and push things a bit. Wow, this is struggling just climbing this hill. So I guess you get a little bit of crazy hill climbing. You know, this is where it is an interesting prospect. You know, for those who are following along, you know, always happy to hear people's feedback. I mean, is this still enjoyable? Has it bogged itself down at this point to the point where it's becoming, I hate to use the phrase, frankly, as tedious for you as it is for me. I mean, it has become a bit of tedium in just the amount of work I'm having to put in to get through level 6. I'm okay with it because it's just farming. I don't know, you know, it doesn't matter that I'm not moving up a level, but if someone's like looking for progress, the progress is slow and far between, which I knew would happen at some point. I don't know that I expected that level 6 would already be the point. You know, and we'll likely be filling level 7 very quickly, and it'll be intriguing to see what level 8 and 9 look like at that point. I don't think I'm going to have enough here to be full. I would love to be, because if I do, then I have a good feeling that I can get to 10,000 more or whatever that I'll need. I am fully on the gas, I promise. It's not that I forgot to press the gas, I just can't climb that hill as fast as he can. But yeah, I would love to know that we have enough canola. Like, that would make my heart sing, for sure. Because the last thing I want to do is continue to, like, do little tiny pieces of things to get done. But that's always the challenge of trying to estimate, like, what am I really going to get as output? And yeah, you can see, I think I've emptied it at this point. I may just go till the end of the row, because again, it doesn't matter what I bring in. So there we go. We'll go deliver this, because I need another trip either way. Like, this is an 18,500 liter trailer. Filling it, you know, or being 1,200 liters short, it just means I need 1,200 more liters in the next trailer. We have potatoes. So we've got another 700 liters that came out. I think that'll put us at 13,000 something, because I want to say we were at like 12,600. But I could be way wrong. I mean, it frankly probably doesn't much matter. But what we'll be able to figure out now, though, is exactly how many liters of canola we need. We'll be able to limit our trailer to that, and at least we'll get our 4th VIP order. And so what I will be doing for certain is kind of wrapping the episode, because at this point it becomes just the work in the background. I continue to fill and grab tomatoes. I continue to get fried potatoes, and yes, so we had 23,000. You can see we have 10,400. So 10,093. I'm looking at the fried potatoes when I say that. 10093. I always want to check that it took it. So yes, with 10,400 of the fried potatoes left, clearly I then had 12,600 liters delivered. You know, but we'll see how everything plays out. But no, I don't know that I need to extend the episode, because I'm not going to be able to fulfill anything in level 7. So yes, I still have triticale fields to harvest. I'm still going to have planting to do, but I think that will just make more sense to do later, because we're just waiting anyway, and I'm probably going to have another episode or two of things I can do before I'm done, because I'm highly anticipating I'm going to get spelt and triticale fully picked up, assuming I have enough space to store it. That's going to become the other issue, is I don't know what the capacity of that silo is. So, you know, things are going to get a little intriguing that way. Again, the good news, bad news is he's still moving, but I just basically need a full trailer load, so even if he stopped moving, that would be okay. So I'm going to have some extra canola, which could be useful later. There's a couple possibilities, because if I need more animal fat, I think I can make animal fat out of canola oil. I'm trying to remember if I already have the oil mill, like if I already did oil earlier. It's been so long that we've been working on this, I don't recall. He might be full. So, no, he's not full. Then what is he doing? I guess I'm just in his way, so let me get out of his way. I'm like, I thought he stopped because I'm like, oh, he might be full and he just doesn't want to overrun the... But that didn't make sense now that I think about it, because if he was, I had already pulled out several thousand liters. Like, he couldn't have been full. So, alright. But we've got over half of what we need. I don't know that I'm going to get enough from the next row. I probably just want to wait until he's basically down here at the end, so I'll come up at the middle. Yeah, we may have a few series of just short things because there's just a lot of work that needs to happen to get something out to you every week and still be able to do things. I may have to provide some shorter episodes than the typical half-hour, hour-long that these tend to turn into, because if I've got 15 hours of planting and harvesting and everything I have to do just to keep moving along, but I'm not actually making progress, like I need the time in real life to spend 10-15 hours in here, because I've got my Farmers Only Club farm that actually is going to need some attention tomorrow. I need to get that planted and finally get that going again after my vacation. I'm finally at the point that I'm at the start there, and that's going to take a bunch of time the next couple days, which is why I was like, I need to get going on this farm and see what I can do in the hills of Tuscany to see if we can do something for this weekend. You know, it's early in the week right now, but I know the next 2 to 3 days I'm going to have to spend hours in Farmers Only Club, which may mean I have no time to be in Hills of Tuscany. So I'm juggling that as well, trying to get you guys content. And I've completely missed him going, but that's fine. He won't fill up. So we'll let him go again, and then I'll capture him at the top end. There should be enough here. I'm really still a little bit worried now that I go through this, because the reason I didn't catch him the first pass through was like, he's going to have like a couple thousand liters in there, and I need 5, so that's not going to be enough. But again, it's almost 2 full rows still left here, or it actually probably is, because again, Courseplay is pretty good at dividing things up. So I don't know that we'll have I mean, if we have a partial row, it'll be there's a little bit left there, but that looks like a full row going the other way. You know, I'm thinking I'm going to need to plant 2 full cycles of fields yet to get all the spelt and the triticale done that I need, because between it all, I need over 300,000 liters of crop off these fields. And unless triticale and spelt are extremely prolific, I just don't think one set of fields is going to do it. I mean, the trick will be to see where the triticale I have planted, how far that gets me. I mean, if I'm suddenly, like, if I have 125,000 liters of that already and I only need 50,000 liters, maybe. Because, again, I have these 2 fields that I've pulled 75,000 liters of canola off of. You know, plus, because I probably will have a little bit left, but I'm not going to have nearly as much. I was honestly thinking I might have another 10,000 liters to spare, but I don't think that's going to be the case. At best, I'll have probably 5,000 or 6,000 liters to spare. So that means I got like 80,000 liters of canola off these fields, and maybe that's what I'll get. You can see this isn't a full row now that he's cutting it, but just about what we need. There we go. Alright, so we can get this order done. So that will be our big win for this episode. And just the reality, sharing with you of, this is there's a lot going on to get level 6 done, and it's giving me plenty of time to dig into level 7, but because I have no visibility beyond that, I'm getting to the point, which I never thought I honestly would. I really thought, oh, there's going to be so much, and there is a ton I need in level 7. But it's amazing to me that just getting through level 6 is giving me the time to get everything in level 7 done as well, which just shows the magnitude of what these VIP orders are, and frankly scares me a little bit, makes me nervous about what we're going to start to see, even in the next 2 or 3 levels coming after this. You know, I intentionally modified the VIP order manager to only show me 2 levels, because if I needed to expand productions or get things, I wanted the orders to very quickly include my new capabilities. So that was intentional. But I'm not sure that I quite expected the results I'm getting. So I'm intrigued, somewhat excited. It's just like I said, I'm just, the only thing that dampens my excitement is I'm worried it's dampening your excitement. That we just seem to be lingering here so quickly at this level. So there we go. Fourth order goes green, and we are set. So I'm definitely just going to stay up there, get those 2 triticale fields harvested, and we'll continue. But what we're going to be digging into next time is basically, you know, planting the new fields, reporting back, because I may not even start the next episode until I have all the triticale harvested. And that way, maybe I'll get the not recording out of my system when I'm choosing intentionally not to be recording. So again, I apologize. I know I've rambled on enough that there's enough here now, but I just feel like I let you guys down when I do that, because you don't see that order delivery, which is kind of the payoff of what we're doing here in the VIP Order Manager. The benefit, as I was saying, is nothing got completed that you missed. So no order was done. I was just fulfilling some more quantities, so maybe the big excitement you wanted of filling that order we did get for you, but the rest is not there. So I can see as I look at the time now, we're just at 35 minutes of recording on the video, so, and I know there's definitely things that will be edited out, so this is not going to be probably even a half-hour episode this week, but hopefully it's enough to show you what's been going on, and again, that I can assure you there's 3, 4, 5 hours of work at the end of the day that's going to happen, because again, I'm going to step away and from the recording, and I'm going to work on triticale sometime in the next few days. Again, I can't do it right now because it's pretty late, so I'm gonna stop. But let me go deliver this to the farm. And that's the other piece I've got, is I keep adding, and yes, it's only 2,700 liters, but I'm adding crop to a silo that I don't know its capacity, and I'm looking at holding over 300,000 liters of crop potentially in a silo that may not have that capacity. I would hope it's a 500 or 600, you know, 500,000 to 1 million liter silo, but it's frankly not that big of a silo, you know, from a graphics standpoint. I mean, if you look at it, it's just those two tanks there. You know, it would be pretty sad if the whole total was like 300,000. Because then I'm going to run into another problem where I'm just going to have to leave crop on the field until things finish, and that's just going to change what we can do, and also going to kind of immediately freeze our ability to progress. Because I don't even know that I've ever looked to see what I really have. Just trying to turn, and some of this is, again, it's my own creation by being as kind of sloppy as I have been, because it just takes so much time that sometimes I'm like, I just need to keep going so that I can get the video out for folks, and so I just leave stuff parked like that at the edge of the, you know, I'm trying to be a little bit organized, but I've just got so many pieces of equipment and so much stuff sitting around. But yeah, if we go look at our screen here, we've got, what, 57,000 of sorghum, 77,000 of wheat. So I've got already over 100,000 liters sitting in here. If this is like a 300,000 or 400,000 liter silo complex, which may be all we've got, we're going to be in trouble. But you can see now, we've got 8 different things in that silo. I was initially like, I don't need that board with that many things. I can get by with a 3-line board. And I could have, because they would just cycle, is what happens on those. But I'm like, I'll never fill it up. I darn well might. You know, and part of it is at some point, like, you know, if I have 2,000 of this and 1,000 of this, but, you know, maybe eventually I just say, you know what, we're just going to sell them just to get them clear, because we don't need them and we're not getting any canola orders for 4 or 5 levels or something. But yeah, at this point, I've got to get these 2 fields harvested. So I'll share with you the plan, I guess, but this is what I'm going to do at this point off camera before I then start collecting anything for probably the next episode. Because all you really need to know is how much triticale I get right now. Watching me harvest it, there will be opportunity for that in the next go-round, because I know I'm not going to get 175,000 off these fields. My 2 largest fields were just used for canola. So everything else is smaller. So I've got these 4 fields, and some of these are not ready yet. Yeah, 8's actually not ready, so I can only do 6, 9, and then 22 is all I have to harvest. And then, you know, I'm going to have 8 and 11 that come ready tomorrow in game. So, you know, I'm going to get all those fields harvested, and plan as it sits right now is that'll be the start of next week's episode, basically getting you up to speed of where did we get to, and hopefully not saying, I've got this stuff in the trailer and still have crop in the field and my silo is not accepting any more crop. That would be crap, and it would be very disappointing. But the benefit will be I should then, once I know how much triticale I get out of all of these 5 fields, or 6 fields, I'm sorry, I forgot about field 1. So I've got, because I was thinking in the back of my head, I've got 3 fields. I had said that in the unrecorded recording. It was tickling in the back of my head, but that's it. I did plant field 1 as well, just to try to get everything done I can. But it wouldn't be surprising to me if I still needed to plant a ton of fields of triticale to get to the 175, and then I wouldn't have enough left to get all the spelt, and then there will be another set of fields. But I'm still starting to think that I can get through 2 more full harvests and still not be done with filling these last 2 level 6 orders. Tell me how you feel about that and what you think, and are the VIPs disappointing you with what they're doing? Certainly the variety's interesting, but it's not quite what I expected, I suppose, yet. And that may come. I mean, we are early in the levels, but I think once we're up here now, I think kind of everything's fair game, and, you know, it may be careful what we wish for. So I'm going to not talk too loudly before the farming simulator gods make my life really, really miserable. But with that, I think I'm going to call it. And as always, if you've enjoyed the work that's happening here, you're enjoying this VIP series, and you haven't dropped a like yet, please do that. That helps spread the video out to the YouTube universe and hopefully gets more people who might be interested in something like this over here. So please consider that. And if you're not a subscriber, please consider that. It helps you find things a little easier with the channel. It doesn't cost you anything. You're not going to get bombarded with email. It's just a nice way to be able to easily look up what's happening on the channel and quickly get to things. So think of it as a quick link or a bookmark to the channel. And with that, I will see you next time.